Oh my God. I've just had a realization. So remember I had the dream where I was like in the Atlantis and it was the cello music that was pulling me to my future towards Amber and my sons and stuff. And I laughed and said, follow the cello brick road. And then last night I had that dream where the wolf saved me and I said, remember it was like Dickensian style street lights. And I said that it was in reference to information I'd gathered in the past. Stuff I'd gathered in the past was going to cause trouble for people in the background, and I was being told to just keep moving forward. Remember, the wolf was navigating me through the streets and everything. And then it took me to the meadow, and there was the man under the tree, and he was playing like some sort of like guitar. Remember, I was saying like Storybook International man, and then he asked me to marry him, and blah blah blah. And I was saying like follow the cello brick road. So I've just dropped major truth bombs in regards to Keith Bennett and Maddie McCann and these sex parties and blah blah blah. And now I've gone off to do chores and I'm literally listening to cello music. So something I've just done, which is what I said in the dream, the wolf dream, something I've just done. And remember I had that dream where I said that I was quoting, I was like a lawyer and I was in front of those table of judges and Keir Starmer wasn't happy, like he was really pissed. And I said I'd passed some sort of test and it meant I was allowed to go and get on the plane and be with my boys, and I stepped through that portal. And then I had the dream where I was underwater where I said that was like another portal, it was the in-between. And I keep talking about cello music. I'm literally listening to cello music and I have just connected the dots in a major political bomb for Keir Starmer, Gordon Brown, all of them, based on evidence that I'd gathered in the past that takes it all the way back to Keith Bennett and John the Bible murders and the Yorkshire Ripper and Jimmy Savile, Myra Hindley, Keith Bennett. Yeah, I said Keith Bennett. Myra Hindley, Ian Brady, the Cray twins. So I think these sex parties and these kid victims and all that sort of thing goes back a lot longer than just Tony Blair. But that dream where I fired off the torpedo and it hit the plane with the Ukraine flag on it. Remember, I was saying about the about how Ukraine's the human trafficking capital of Europe, and it's come out now that Jeffrey Epstein helped rig the election so that Zelensky would win, because Zelensky's a supplier. We know now for a fact that Zelensky was supplying victims to Jeffrey Epstein and also, through the United Kingdom and that, because the United Kingdom is the gateway between the Americas and Europe when it comes to trafficking, which is why Keir Starmer was, the £1 billion of DP world and that. But my dreams keep talking about, I was laughing saying, follow the cello brick road. And I'm literally, after I've just dropped these massive bombs to present to the king, how the FBI lied and covered up everything. The British police went to them and said, can you help us investigate? And they were like, there's nothing to see here except for Prince Andrew. And then I'm like, look, I'm telling you, Keith Bennett, same thing with Maddie McCann, it's the same thing. I've been able to connect all these dots with all these prime ministers and, these serial killers and these kids going missing in the grooming gangs in Yorkshire and Scotland and all of it. And I keep talking in the dreams about, and the wolf one, follow the cello brick road. And then Amber and my sons and Prince Charming standing at the other end, and I could hear that like the cello music was pulling me. And in that dream where I was standing in front of the judges where the plane was about, where I was allowed to get on the plane with the boys and they were playing with the Game Boy, Keir Starmer was pissed. He was not happy. So what I've just done today, I think, is what's caused the argument in the dream that I had last night. but I thought you said if I did this, I wouldn't get into trouble for it. So I think, oh, hell, if it isn't breaking loose right now, it's just about to. And I'm doing my chores. I've got my oversized sweatshirt on. I've got my hair up in a messy bun. And I've got my Bluetooth speaker on blasting cello music. And I'm cleaning my bathroom, cleaning my toilet, and then thinking, oh my God, because I'm like bopping away to that while I'm cleaning the toilet, and I thought, oh my God, follow the cello brick road. That my dream. So whatever I've just done, there's going to be a massive fallout because of it. And there's a proposal waiting for me at the end, which is exactly what my teacher said. When I get to the land of A's, which I figured out the other day what the land of A's was, the love of my life would be waiting on bended knee to propose to me. God, I love my life. I love being supernatural. I've got to go now because I'm literally waiting for the doorbell to go. So I'll speak to you later. But yeah, oh my gosh, I can't, yeah, it's also, in that wolf dream last night, the reason why it was Dickensian streetlights, remember I said it was like a Christmas carol. So I said it's probably here where all hell's going to break loose. When you dream of, being in a place that's of the past, it's to do with things you've done in the past, like like historical history, things that were done in the past. And I said, it's obviously something that I've investigated in the past. It's going to have something to do with evidence I found in the past. And firing the rocket launcher was me putting it all out there, putting the messages out there. The rocket launcher being the modern version of Sagittarian's bow, or Mercury the messenger, or Hermes the deliverer. Oh, so I've done something. And yeah, so let's wait to see what the fallout's going to be, because, what I've uncovered is pretty big and pretty bad. And it's also caught the British police and Gordon Brown and the FBI out on a major lie, because they said that there's no evidence that Epstein was having sex parties and organising sex parties with victims and shipping them to the UK and vice versa. But now they're saying, oh no, Prince Andrew was going to sex parties. Jeffrey Epstein-based sex parties. So it's like, okay, so the FBI and the police have said, no, there's no evidence anyone else did it but Prince Andrew. So now it's caught the FBI out on a major lie and a conspiracy. So it's everything I said. They've removed everybody out of the way except the royal family, which is why I said Dickensian Victorian England, because remember Queen Victoria was part of these codes, and she said, actually, it started with me when they formed Mossad in 1855. And then because the last thing I posted was Keith Bennett, from the Moors murders. I'm telling you now, that's what happened to Keith Bennett. It's what happened to Maddie. We know Maddie was in the care of Jeffrey Epstein. We know about the Maddie thing. They did the same thing with Keith Bennett, took him down to London. I'm telling you now. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, it's a horrible thing to say. I would prefer that they find his body in the moors, and I swear to God, I hope I'm wrong, because I would hate to think what they did to him. But Myra Hindley and Ian Brady knew Jimmy Savile. And John, Bible John up in Scotland has connections to the Yorkshire Ripper and Ian Brady, and I think that Ian Brady and the Yorkshire Ripper, they were both in Glasgow at the same time. And one of the police officers investigating it looked suspiciously like who they said Bible John was. And we know that the police were involved, and we know the police were involved in cover-ups. I'm not saying the police officer who moved from Glasgow to Yorkshire to help investigate these crimes of the Yorkshire Ripper and that is the killer, but I'm saying it proves that the police have been involved in this whole thing, which explains why they came after me. Why the West Yorkshire Police, why they came after me. It explains why the judge, the lawyers, the cops all tried to frame me and set me up. because I was going to expose them and what they were helping the government and the courts get away with. So now it all makes sense, eh? Follow the Cello brick road. I can't believe it. I have my Bluetooth blaring as I'm cleaning the toilet and using my, oh look, it's like a car vac. I'm saving up to buy myself a proper vacuum cleaner. I want to get myself a really good Vax one. But I just bought like a cheap one on eBay for like 16, 17 quid or something. And it's pretty much for cleaning your car interiors. But it picks up my incense dust, which is what I need it for. So yeah, I'm doing my chores and I'm bopping away to cello music, and I'm like, oh my God, follow the Cello brick road. So I've done something. And I think shit's about to hit the fan. And Keir Starmer was not happy at all. At all. But oh well, birds of a feather go down together, eh? So I get to go off and walk across the meadow and be with my Prince Charming. So that's all I care about. As long as the victims get justice, that's all I care about. So I'm going to go now. This is awesome. I'll speak to you later. Follow the Cello brick road. Follow the Cello brick road. Follow the Cello brick road.